Hey, Mandy here, and today's hymn challenge was Great is Thy Faithfulness, written by Thomas Chisholm in 1923, music by Williams Runyon. And you might hear a little bit of noise in the background today. We have men working right out on our porch, and just when I thought they were done, they've come back, but I think we'll be all right. So I have a devotion originally written back in 2017 called We Are Called to Be Different. These days, many of us would prefer to melt into the crowd and stand out as different. We would rather not stand out or bring attention to ourselves. But in truth, as Christians, we really should be different. Our lives should attract others to Christ. Yes, it should attract others to Christ. 1 Peter 2, 9 and 10. But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called out in darkness in his wonderful light. Once you were not a people, but now you are a people of God. Once you had not mercy, but now you have received mercy. This verse in another translation says we're peculiar. So, that's what we should be for others. We should be a little peculiar or different. Recently, I read these scriptures from 1 Peter. They always prick my heart and cause me to look deep to see if my life is indeed different. However, this time it seemed to have even more meaning. The reason is that it brought to my attention to whom and when this was originally written. It was written by Peter to the Christians in Rome around 60 A.D. The emperor of Rome at that time was none other than Nero. The guy who let Rome burn, the guy who persecuted Christians horribly by placing animal skins on them and throwing them to the wild dogs to watch the dogs attack and devour them alive. Oftentimes, he dipped Christians in wax, tied them to trees, and burned them alive as candles for his evening party. When I think about the fact that Peter gave these strong instructions to persecuted Christians, I am ashamed that we are so timid to stand up for Christ because it may cost us something. We give in to the tiniest of temptations because we don't want to be different or called out. Here's 10 ways to be different. 1. Rid yourselves of malice, deceit, hypocrisy, envy, and slander. That's 1 Peter 2:1. And all of these are from 1 Peter 2. Number 2, crave the Word of God. Number 3, abstain from sinful desires. 4, submit to every human authority. Notice that it doesn't say if you agree with them. Number 5, love the family of believers. 6, fear God. 7, honor the emperor. This is Nero, remember? Are we honoring our president? Submit to your masters. Number 8. Can we change the wording to submit to your boss, even when they are harsh? Number 9. It's commendable to suffer for doing good. Persevere. And number 10. Don't retaliate when threatened or insulted. He goes on to address the way we are to treat our husbands and wives. Peter tells us how we should treat one another, being kind and compassionate and understanding. And then there is the idea that we should not repay evil for evil. He tells us that Christ gave us a perfect example and that we should follow that example, giving up all of our so-called rights, just as he did for us. He took on suffering, and we should do the same. That is how we stand out. We stand up for what is right, paying the price no matter what the cost, just as Christ did. Let's make a pact to start to be different from the world. Ask God to help you live more like him in the coming year. If we all join together to live different lives, think of the difference it will make. From one Christian to another, let's do this. Called to be different. Thank you for popping in with me today. I hope you have had a wonderful Labor Day weekend if you're watching this when it comes out. But just have a great week. Remember that Christ wants us to be different. God bless.